Big and it's green. John and Crystal are so excited to continue to grow. John just completed the University of Tennessee Good Science Department certification, committed to serve you with delicious, safe food. And they were voted best food truck in the best of Western Kentucky, too. Big John's Barbecue, open Thursday through Saturday on South Jefferson Street. Lunch delivery available. Get details on Facebook. Big John's Barbecue.
1580 103.3 WPKY with Coffee Talk and Tess and Ty and Coach Riley. I'm so excited.
Good to have you here.
I even dressed for the occasion. It's radio, I guess. You know, most people can't see us, but I dressed for it.
Hey, tell everybody you got the blue and gold on this.
I do.
That's a throwback jersey.
Yeah,
it's an antique at this point, but I love it. There's even a kid here that come just to see the coaches walk through the door.
Oh boy, you guys are celebrities.
Yeah, well, hey. He got the B team now. This main guy's not going to be here today.
We're happy to have you though. My whole house lit up when they realized who I was talking to on the phone last night, and they got all excited. And I'm telling you, it could have been a movie star, and they wouldn't have been impressed. But it was the coaches for the Caldwell County football team, and they just had a fit.
A lot of folks feel that way. So,
and now the Peaches. Now we've been talking about the Peaches and how good they look. They look so good. But this is something that really, in all seriousness, it benefits the Caldwell County football players. Now, what does the money do? What does this go for?
Well, just a variety of things. We buy the kids polo shirts. Coach Barnes buys them polo shirts to wear on Fridays. Practice packs, shorts and T-shirts to kind of wear so we look like a team. One of the big things it goes to is Huddle. Huddle's kind of an online film trading thing. So, think of YouTube, except we can kind of control who sees our film. We trade film with other teams on Huddle, so that's a big expense for us. So just stuff like that, just everyday operations of the program. And, hopefully if we make enough, we can maybe do some other things for the kids. But that's our goal, is to kind of cover those expenses with our fundraisers.
Well, what I love about that is, to teach the kids that, when you represent Caldwell County, this, you're physically representing them as well. Right. So, you got to put your best foot forward. We want to represent Caldwell well.
Yeah, our kids do a pretty good job. I think they understand how much the community, I don't know what the right word, knows who they are.
Right.
And keeps an eye on them. And everywhere they go, they're a Caldwell County football player. We get compliments, and sometimes we get criticisms, and football players do this and football players do that. So we try to emphasize that to them, and hopefully in their interactions with people in the community, they're good and they handle themselves like gentlemen, and handle themselves like representatives of Caldwell County and how we want them to. And hopefully in the process of selling some peaches, they do the same. So.
Hey, I know it was celebrities. That was the word you were looking for. But they're local celebrities of a kind. So are you all, though.
Yeah, to an extent, especially in a community like Princeton and Caldwell County who love football. Mm-hmm. It's obvious. We get all kinds of support, and Friday nights are big deals, and that's not lost on us. It's not lost on our kids, and our kids notice when the stands are full, and they notice when they're not. And it's obvious that this is a special place, especially in a lot of aspects. But from my standpoint, when supporting football and being around football kids, and it does mean a lot. So hopefully, it's not lost on them. They know.
Well, even when they start, even when they're smaller, in the younger league, I think that there's a lot of support and involvement there as well. Because hey, I'm a loud mama in the stand. I'm that one that is screaming like a lunatic. But that's. I'm not alone. I mean, there's a whole stand full of mamas and daddies and grandparents, right. and people that don't not necessarily have a player on the field, but they're there rooting them on anyway.
Right, and that energy feeds to everything really. It feeds to kind of how we perform on Friday nights. It feeds to how we we use that as motivation for our kids. We kind of show how much the community cares, and that passion for football. It's a big deal, and I think it makes kids want to play. I think it makes kids want to be a part of your program, and like you said, from the little leagues on up. I mean, I know we try to encourage our kids. It's funny, when you see the high school kids and you see the little guys in the tunnel and they run out and they take knees by them and they look up to them. Those little guys know who those high school kids are, and in their eyes, it might as well be a professional football player or a college football player. I don't know if it would be a bigger deal if Benny Snell or Jameer Riley went to the primary school. I think Jameer Riley might get just as much ovation.
More points.
I believe so. What if we don't necessarily know? Somebody might want to buy the peaches, but they don't necessarily have a football player in their family or next door that they know about. How do they find someone to buy a box?
Well, per Coach Barnes, if you don't know a football player, you can contact him. His phone number is 929-2274. I don't know if that's what someone would feel comfortable with. You could probably, not right now because there won't be anybody there, but after the dead period, you could probably contact the high school office or somebody can get you a number there. But the best source is one of our players. We opened the fundraiser last week, and we're going to keep it open until July 15th. So that would be the best for you. Or coach. I mean, you can contact me or any of the coaches, and we can kind of help you, at least steer you in the right direction.
Now, are they ordering and then paying, and then the fruit comes in later, or how does that work?
It does. If you've ever bought strawberries from us, we do a strawberry sale in the spring. It's the same company. You order and pay for it, and then there'll be a date. End of July, 1st of August, when the peaches will come in, and they'll ship them directly to the high school or to the field house most of the time, and we'll unload them, and then the player that you purchased them for will be responsible for contacting you, and you find an avenue to get your peaches. Depending on what you work out with them, you could come to the field house. Sometimes it's easier, especially if you order a bunch, or they might deliver it. It just depends on how you work it out with those players. So sometimes parents like to come and get it and just deliver them. And sometimes, if mom and dad's busy, the people that bought the peaches have also come and picked them up just because of convenience. So we'll try to work it out either way.
I wanted to make sure because I'm quite sure that Ty's going to be bringing in some peach cobbler that week for me. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't overeat that day, that I left plenty of room.
Cobbler. Yeah, those are the type of peaches, too, that you can make cobblers out of, you can make pies out of, you can just peach it up. You can just slice it right open right there. Coach, shifting gears from the peaches, of course, we do encourage everyone to buy the peaches, but kind of exciting this year. We've left 3A and back down to 2A.
Back home, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Back traditionally, we're a 2A team. Our enrollment was up a little bit per the KHSAA, and so we spent some time in 3A and had some good success there, but our enrollment says we're 2A, so we're back in the 2A, so our schedule's changed some.
I always loved the 2A. Of course, I used to love to have Murray come up and then go down there. It's almost like you're playing down at Butler when you go to Murray.
Right.
But there's some really great rivalries, just some great regular season games, but then we would see them in the playoffs a lot of those years. And then, of course, we've got big 2A, big bad team, Mayfield always go through.
They're always sitting there, aren't they?
How will that change? Of course, that was usually the last game of the season when we were in 3A. Where are they going to be throughout the lineup this year?
Well, looking at the schedule, we will have our district opens up in September the 27th with Ballard. Then Mayfield's the second game on October the 4th. Right. Okay. So we'll host them on October 4th, looks like. And then Fort Campbell's come with us. They come from 3 to 2A. And then we have Murray on the 18th, so that's our district schedule. That's
district schedule right there. And, of course, what are some of the out-of-district teams that we can expect to see this year on the schedule?
We open up with Christian County, as we normally have the last few years. Owensboro Apollo, the second game, that's an addition. So we kind of – Coach Barnes was looking for a Week 2 game and kind of late. They kind of needed one too. So they're going to come to us, and then we have Hopkinsville, and then Crittenden County, and then Union. Which is not that much different. Last year, Union County was a district game, so that's a different spot for them. But those are two common opponents that we usually play. And then we'll round out the season with Trigg County at Trigg. So normally, they just kind of flip spots with Mayfield, really.
Right. And then, of course, really some great rivalry games there. Christian County has a great rivalry. And then, of course, to finish up the season with Trigg County. That is just classic. So – just can't wait. Really excited about the 2A. And, of course, we were talking before you came on. We lose 20 seniors, and we're a young team. So tell us, of course, at the dead period, you really don't know a whole lot. You kind of had the off season to kind of see who maybe was hanging out in June. But what can you tell us about what we have coming up?
Our younger classes. We've had a really good showing in the weight room, and in June for our younger guys. Our freshmen, sophomore, juniors have really kind of put some time in the weight room, gotten stronger. We have a small senior class. We only have 5 guys coming back. We've added a senior. who's been working with us in June. So, we're expecting 6 guys in July to kind of show up. So, it's anytime that you lose that amount of seniors, you kind of expect to be a little bit young, a little bit inexperienced. So it kind of, I think for me in particular as a coach, I think it's just kind of back. You kind of start over every year anyway, but you really have to emphasize, and you have to find ways to get those guys experience and practice, and try to get them and not assume that they know things, and just you're starting over.
Right.
So you just have to throw them out there, let them get experience. I don't believe there's a substitute for experience. So we're just going to get out there, and Christian County's going to be a good football team, and we're going to go hopefully put our best foot forward and kind of see how it goes.
We'll see how it measures up right out of the gate, won't we?
Yeah,
of course, defense, how are we going to match up size-wise, you think?
I don't think we're going to be real big. We're not a big team. We don't have a bunch of big kids. One of the things we lost a lot of size in that senior class. Ben and Justin, and those guys are big guys. Luke Stallings is as strong as anybody. Him and Drew Davis are two big strong kids. We'll have coming back. We'll have Tate and Russ and those guys. There's always names I'm going to miss.
Sure.
We lost our secondary. I mean, that's kind of a question mark. Who's going to be the corners and the safeties? And, some guys that we kind of think will Barron Wells and, some of those type kids that played well last year will step in and have to play some of those spots. But, kind of one of the things that's going to be different for us is we think we're going to have to play some kids both ways. We haven't had to do that much in the past.
Right? Few years. Yeah.
So that's different for us just because we don't anticipate having 55, 60 kids. We're probably going to have more like 40, 45 kids. So it's just, and it's an adjustment. And, sometimes you don't have a lot of participation in the class. And this coming senior class just doesn't have a lot of participation. So we just have to adjust. But that's high school football.
Right.
And that's high school football at a relatively small school where you have to you just adjust and you coach who shows up. And
well, we could look at it that, hey, they get a lot of individual attention.
Well, yeah, they get a chance. I mean, you're going to get a chance to play. I mean, that's one thing. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to us if you're a freshman or a senior. If you can play, we feel comfortable putting you on the field. We're going to give you a chance to play. So we hope if there's some guys out there who are interested in playing football and, you think you might can impact us, and we're always welcome to come on out.
Yeah. I love that.
Well, tell us about the schedule after the dead period coming up. What are we looking at, and how's it going to work?
Well, July 10th is the first mandatory practice, so that's the first day we can officially make it mandatory. If you have a completed sports physical at 8 o'clock at the field house on July 10th, or if you're just interested in playing and you don't have a sports physical, you need to show up. You have to be enrolled at the high school,
right,
to be a high school student. And we'll get you physical stuff worked out. And if you want to play, come on out and play. And then we'll go 8 to 10 most days. There's some 7-on-7s. I don't have the calendar in front of me. I think 3 or 4 7-on-7s that we'll go to fun in July, where you kind of, those are a little bit of a grind day where you kind of show up and practice in the morning, and we kind of meet back in the afternoons and go throw 7-on-7, which is just basically it's this no lineman. You're just throwing your pass routes and working your pass defense, but it's good. It's good work. Yeah. It's good work, and with Russ probably going to play some quarterback some, and we got some other young quarterbacks. It's really a chance for them to get looks versus other competition, and it's good for our secondary guys to kind of, because we are going to be young, to see other people and different passions, not just going against our guys all the time. That's a big deal. So we'll do some 7-on-7 stuff. Around the 1st of August, we'll put full gear, and we'll go full gear. And then we'll go full gear until school starts, and then we'll switch from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoons, and then we'll practice.
Time to roll.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's about the way it goes.
I do have a couple of questions
for
you.
Ask away.
And this is coming from, I'll say, middle school aged listener.
Okay.
But, at what age do they need to know, hey, I really want to go defense. I really want to go offense. I'd really like to throw the ball. I want to handle the ball. I want to be on the line. At what age do they really need to get that set in their mind?
Gosh, I don't know. It's different probably for each kid. I mean, sometimes, especially I'm a lineman at heart. I played on the offensive line, and I help Coach McClung coach the offensive line. I coach the defensive line. Sometimes the good Lord helps you be a lineman because of body type, and you're not the fastest kid in the world, but you're a big, strong kid who wants to kind of get in and mix it up a little bit. I don't know that there's an age. I think for us, we just kind of we go with experience. So kind of you kind of get pigeonholed sometimes into the position you played in Little League, but we'll make changes as we think we need to make changes. The funny, Coach McClung teases me all the time because at one time I was a middle school coach, and there's a kid when we played in the state championship game started at corner for us, he also then, but in middle school I played him at defensive end and tackle, but he was playing corner in the state championship game. So it just depends on what the team needs a lot of times. There are plenty of offensive line kids that get upset with us because they didn't get to play a lot of defense, and they get after us. And to this day, we'll see them and they'll say, Coach, I've been a heck of a defensive end, but we needed you at right tackle. So I think that it just depends. I think just play football and then come out with the attitude that you're going to do, what we need you to do, and whatever your coaches want you to do, and you're going to do that as hard as you can and learn the positions that you want to play. And then I think most of the time it works out pretty good.
Well, as far as what they need to work on, if there was something that that you would say it's weightlifting or it's it's your stretching, what are the things that they need to work on the most to get them where they need to go? I mean, during the off season, during the time period where they're not really doing it every single day, what on their own do they need to work on?
Well, I think this time of year, if you're a junior pro or a middle school football player, this time of year you need to start just working on your conditioning. You need to start, if you were living with me and you were I had you, then I would say let's get out and run some sprints. Let's get ourselves in shape so that when it comes to practice time, I'm not worried about conditioning. That's something that I know I can do. Then you just fundamental stuff. You can throw and catch a ball. You can, I'm a big advocate of playing other sports. Other sports, basketball, work your conditioning and your footwork. And, we had a bunch of kids run track and work your speed and, running technique and baseball and all those things. Do as much as you can there. Just be an athlete. Just go out and play and have fun. I don't know that if you're in the third grade you need to worry about football a whole lot till it's not football season. Maybe in your 7th and 8th grade, you kind of have an idea what position you might play based on last year. You can work some specific stuff. I know Coach K and those guys give them a chance to get in the weight room. I'm a big weight room guy. I think at young ages, it's just about fundamentals. Don't worry about who can bench press the most, and that's tough when you have 7th and 8th grade boys. They want to go home to school and tell them. But if you can bench press and you work your bench press technique and you can squat some and work on, your deadlift with coaches, do it 2 or 3 times a week, and don't worry about the numbers so much until you get a little older, get more mature. I think those are things that you can develop. Ty and I were talking. You can be really good at one thing and play football, and that's one of the things I really like about the game.
We really appreciate everything that you guys do. I mean, from working with them, as a parent, working with them with weightlifting, and with conditioning. And I will say, there's been a lot of things in the news about, safety and that sort of thing. You guys are so good about teaching these kids the right way to do it and try to not get hurt. I mean, that I really want to say kudos to you all for that.
Well, we appreciate that. I think right now is a pretty big deal in the life of the game of football.
Critical time, isn't it?
Right. I think we have to be as coaches, and Coach Barnes talks to us about this, and it's something we try to emphasize to our little league coaches and the middle school guys too. Is it's just not like it used to be even 15 or 20 years ago. I mean, it's not the same as it was when I started coaching. You have to, to protect the game, and rightfully so. I mean, you have to teach the proper technique, and, you always want to eliminate the head from contact, and you got to be careful of the heat, and you've got to do those things that, in the past, maybe those weren't as emphasized as they should have been. And
well, I always see the water
the
on the sidelines. You all are always making sure, look, this is how you take a hit. This is how you make sure you get enough fluids. And that is something that we do as parents. We do recognize for your efforts, and we do really thank you for it.
And that, and just the mentoring and the guidance that they give, because it becomes family. And these guys are father figures to our young men that are out there playing for them. My kid, let me tell you, football helped him tremendously, and it's a testament to these guys that helped him out. So can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
And we look forward to having you guys back, especially as we head toward the season.
Are you kidding me? I'm not letting him leave till I go ahead and write it on the calendar. I'm going to nail him down before I let him leave.
And you all get in touch with all of us out there, get in touch with the coaches and the players, and get those pizzas ordered.
That'd be great.
Want to do
Help
that.
us out.
So
Let's give them what they need. We sure do appreciate it, Coach Riley.
Well, thank you. Thank you
Coach.
for having us. Appreciate
And
it.
Have a great
tell
day.
Coach Barnes we said hi and thank him as well.
I'll give
Tess
him a
and
hard
Ty, yeah, do that. Stick around. Nichelle Faughn from the George Coon Public Library is coming up next. Tess and Ty, 103.3 WPKY.
As we watch the suburban garden gnome carefully without disturbing it, we notice that it moves like not at all. It's inanimate and utterly without brain function. But despite that, when a garden gnome hears about how Geico not only saves people money, but also gives them access to licensed agents 24/7 online and over the phone, it's clear to them you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. But on second thoughts, maybe don't watch garden gnomes too carefully. People might talk.
You know that maintaining your home indoors and out means working with the best brands. Lowe's helps you do it right by carrying trusted names like John Deere and Craftsman, and we help you save on them too. Now when you buy a John Deere Z-Track zero-turn mower, get a $200 Lowe's gift card via mail-in rebate. And you can get your choice of a Craftsman 20-volt max cordless string trimmer or a Craftsman 2-tool 20-volt max power tool combo kit for $99. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 6/26 U.S. only. John Deere offer excludes California, Alaska, and Hawaii.
Hey guys, Heidi with Capitol Cinemas, your local Princeton movie theater with your weekday lineup. Cinema 1, Toy Story 4, rated G, running time 1 hour and 45 minutes, shows Monday through Thursday at 5 and 7:30. In Cinema 2, Secret Life of Pets 2, rated PG, running time 1 hour and 35 minutes, shows Monday and Tuesday only at 5 and 7:30. Secret Life of Pets 2 ends Tuesday. Starting in Cinema 2, Wednesday, Annabelle Comes Home, rated R, running time 1 hour and 50 minutes, shows Wednesday and Thursday at 5 and 7:30. And in Cinema 3, Men in Black International, PG-13, running time 2 hours, shows Monday through Thursday at 5 and 7:30. This week's free movie, June 29th, Secret Life of Pets 1. Doors open at 10, movies start at 10:30. This week's Saturday free morning movie star sponsors are Princeton Electric Plant Board, Dr. David French, Princeton Drug, Jill Giordano, Precision Body Works, Goodwin Insurance, Perry's Floors and More, Sheriff Stan Hudson, Optimist Club, Dr. Mike Littlejohn, Morgan's Funeral Home, Massage Therapy, and McDonald's of Princeton, Marion, and Eddyville. Call during showtime hours at 270-365-0200 or visit us at capitalcinemas.net. Thanks for listening. See you at the show.
Are you struggling to afford health care or prescriptions? Let Health First help you. Whether you're insured, uninsured, or underinsured, you will still be cared for at Health First Community Health Center. We offer financial and prescription assistance to all those that qualify, which is based on income and household size. Contact our office for more information at 365-9455. Walk-ins are welcome. 1100 South Jefferson Street, Princeton. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
Trice Hughes has over 120 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs at Trice Hughes. If they don't have what you're looking for, they can find it with their special software system. They can show you pictures of the vehicle you're looking for or order a Carfax report or anything else that you'd like to know about the vehicle before you buy it. You don't have to wait and figure it out afterwards. Just call Trice Hughes at 270-896-0753. Talk to any of the salesmen, tell them what you're looking for, and let them get to work for you. If you're looking for a new car, truck, or SUV, the process is all the same. They have a gorgeous blue, like a midnight blue truck that I've been staring at this morning, and of course a gorgeous silver Jeep, and the process is the same for both of them. They want your business, so give Trice a try. Also check out their inventory, TriceHughesGM.com, or visit the dealership on Highway 91 North in Princeton. And of course, we are live on Coffee Talk this morning, 8:36 with Tess and Ty, and we have Miss Nichelle Faughn in the studio this morning from the George Coon Public Library.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And of course, you've been a popular lady all summer.
We're trying, yes.
I really like the way that it's not just, a lot of people think, well, during the summer it's for little kids, they'll have like summer beginner reader programs and things. That's just not true. You've got anything from movie nights to anything. But I do want to start out with the little ones, and then we'll go all the way through the age groups, because I don't want to miss anybody, because you literally have something for all ages.
Correct.
So let's start off with the little guys. What do we have for them?
Okay. Well, so all throughout the year, Ashley has story hour every Tuesday at 10 a.m., and this is for ages 5 and under. We say, pre-K and under. So they come in and usually, reads a book. They usually do a craft. Sometimes Ashley White from the extension office comes and does activities with them as well. So that's every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for those ages 5 and under. And that's all year, so not just during the summer. For the little ones, for summer reading, we have every Thursday is our summer reading program for the kids. And we have 2 sessions because we outgrew just 1 session.
What a great problem to have.
It is a wonderful problem. So instead of having, 120 kids or more in one place at one time, we broke it up, and we have a 10 a.m. session and a 2 p.m. session. And it's based on the mother's last name of which session that they go into. But that's been running throughout the month of June, and this Thursday we have Joni Phelps from the extension office coming and going to do some food things with them. And then the next Thursday is Zero Gravity Day, which we're going to have some inflatables outside.
I think this is going to be so neat. I love the theme of this.
And then the next Thursday, July 18th, is Astronaut Training Day. So I think Ashley has planned for them to go into like little stations and do different activities of simulating kind of what astronauts go through is in preparation for, training for a mission, and of course, with items that we can obtain,
right.
not NASA items,
can
but
I try that?
Sure.
So is there an age limit? Kids of what ages? Will 40-ish work?
Right.
And then
and then our last session on July 25th, we're going to have the community helpers. We do this every year. We invite, the firefighters, EMTs, policemen, sheriff's department. The electric plant board usually brings a bucket truck out, and the kids just get to, sit in the vehicles and talk to the helpers, the service men and women, and they really enjoy that.
That's a big
too.
hit.
So,
that is a big hit.
What kid has not imagined themselves as a fireman or a policeman, or that's so much a part of being a kid and wanting to be the hero, and when you can see those people in real life, that's when the pages really jump up. That's when the book starts becoming reality, and I think that's wonderful.
And of course, all through the summer we're encouraging kids to read, and that's part of the summer reading program is their reading challenge, that they do every week. Ashley's asking them to read 30 minutes a day for a total of 210 minutes a week, and then they turn their sheet in every week when they come to the summer reading program. They get a sticker for that, and then also usually a coupon or prize like we've done. First week we had they got a coupon for free fries at McDonald's. Last week I think was a free Subway cookie.
Oh, wow.
So it's just, that the businesses in the community, they donate these coupons for us, and then we use them as the little prizes for each week for them completing their summer reading
And that's
challenge.
only 30 minutes a day?
30 minutes a day each. Yes, for the week. So
okay,
210
I can read
minutes.
30 minutes a day.
That's right.
That if I can do it, the kindergartner can.
It's a good thing to read at least
Well,
30
no,
minutes
it
a day.
is.
There's studies out there that proves if you read
Right.
30 minutes a day that.
And especially for the kids, during the summer, that the teachers and school administrators, they talk about the summer slide, and so that's to keep help keep their reading skills, their vocabulary sharp for the
Right.
next year.
Right.
Yeah, so they're ready to roll.
And we were talking before we started here. Yes, I talk when the microphone is off too. I never shut up.
No.
But my daughter and my mom, that's a granny and granddaughter thing that they have always done since Abby was little. And that's one thing I will say. My son, Mr. Football, he doesn't really care, to read, and we have to kind of make him sit down and do that. Where my daughter, she loves it, and she's very creative. You can tell that's where the you know, like, she is a lot more open-minded about things than he is. And I think that comes from reading. And I wish to goodness that, you know, all of my kids really love to read. And, you know, what do you suggest for the parents that, you know, we're struggling and we've got a kid that maybe, gosh, you know, you really got to force them?
I always say, of course, I taught English before I came to the library, but and so I was struggling, you know, a lot with kids wanting to get them to read, you know, as teenagers especially. But I always said, you know, I think people that don't like to read, they just haven't found the right book yet or the right type of book. So, you know, we have lots of books in all different types of genres that are coming out now, especially for kids to read. You know, a lot of kids are getting into the graphic novels, and they really like those. So it's, you know, it's like comic book, but it's deeper. You know, it's a book with more deeper meanings and things like that.
It's almost animated,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah.
And it allows them, I guess, to kind of simulate. It's almost like they're looking at a screen because, let's just face it, our kids and our young people, we're very screen oriented, and so. But if you can take a book and sort of mimic what a screen might look like and put real writing in it, then bingo, you've got magic.
Right. And then we have, you know, we have novels that are about sports. We have, you know, Mike Lupica, he writes all kinds of sports novels for younger kids. And then we have, you know, Gary Paulson writes wildlife adventures and things like that. So it's just, you know, it's finding that right book that first time for the kids to, you know, to get their hook, you know, in. I always say, I mean, my parents always read to me from day one growing up, but I think my book that hooked me was in 6th grade. We read Tuck Everlasting in Miss French's reading class, and that book
Isn't that
just
awesome
hooked
that
me.
You're
And just-
remembering back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that stuck with him that I will say that he's really enjoyed is Where the Red Fern Grows. That was one of them for me as well. I loved that one.
Yes.
He's, I guess, his mother's son, but God bless him. he's gonna. But you know, that's something that later on in life that I think is really important, and I'm sure that you all see that as well.
Yes.
And like the library cards when they're little bitty, their first library card. When should they come and get those?
They can get their first library card when they turn 6 years old. So, you know, we feel like, you know, they've started school, they can understand the process, they can be responsible, you know, reading it and bringing the books back. So age 6 is when they can come in and get their own library card. Of course, you know, they can come in with their parents and pick out their books and stuff before then and put them on their parents' card. But at age 6, they can come in.
I think that's awesome. I really do. And that, you know, you can kind of keep up with what they're reading that way as well, right? It keeps a pretty good log of that?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So that's the summer reading program that we have every Thursday, but then Ashley's also having for the little kids or younger kids Lego free play on Mondays at 10 to 11:30 and Tuesdays from 4 to 6:30 in the evening. That reminds me to say that a lot of people I think still don't realize that we are now open till 7 on Tuesdays. So we had a lot of people, especially like high schoolers, that were saying, you know, they couldn't get by the library because as soon as they left school, a lot of them went to work, but they were needing to come use the facility because they, you know, needed to do research or things for school. So we have started staying open till 7 p.m. now for going on a couple years now that we've done that. So
Well, that's helpful.
And that's Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights till 7, yes. And then she's also having, for the kids, starting in July, movie days. So July 12th, 19th, and 26th, starting at 2 each day. Each of those days she'll have movies, and those movies are to be announced. I don't know that she's picked out which movies
I've heard
yet.
that's going to be a lot of fun, by the way.
So those are the kids programs, and then teen programs that she has going on. She's been having movie Mondays throughout the month of June. They just had one yesterday. They watched October Sky. And so the next one will be next Monday, the 24th at 3 p.m. And then she's had one out of this world art session so far this summer, but she's going to have 2 more. And on July 5th, they're going to be doing Galaxy shirts. and then she's going to have another paint night paint afternoon on July 23rd, and those start at 3 p.m.
Now, the Out of This World, I think that's really neat. Can you go into that a little bit to explain the Out of This World?
Are you talking about the Galaxy shirts?
Yeah. They're cool.
So it's kind of like just, kind of splatter paint-ish.
But this is a form of art for them,
yes.
and that's something they're going to be able to create there at the library.
It's modern tie-dye kind of.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
now, do they need to pre-register for that?
No. Well, mostly they, the ones that have registered for the summer reading program, those are the ones we receive. Of course, it's open to any teen that wants to come. All of our events that we have, you're welcome to come. If you haven't already signed up, you can come in but no, we usually have, because we do a lot of art and crafts. We have craft night every second Thursday night of the month, so we usually have paint and stuff on hand. So if they just want to come and participate, that would be great. So
I think that's wonderful.
And then the last event she's going to have for her teens is her end of summer celebration. That's actually going to be August the 2nd at 4:30. So
that'll conclude the reading program
for the teens.
For the teens, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so there'll be, I'm sure, prizes and all kinds of activities and things she'll have planned for that.
Well, that sounds like so much fun. And again, now what is the age cutoff between the kids and the teens? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a sticky thing. You never know.
Well, so our kids programs, we say, through 5th grade. So if they've just completed 5th grade, they can still come to the kid program. But we've had some that have just completed 5th grade that have already transitioned or wanted to transition to the teen program. And then the teen is, of course, through 12th grade. So.
Okay. And they say, well, I've got a sibling, there's always, as far as questions, they can call you, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right, well, we're going to change gears here in just a few minutes, but I want to make sure that we go over everything for the adults as well.
Yes.
And so we'll be back in just a minute. We're with Nichelle Faughn from the George Coon Public Library. It's Tess and Ty at 849 103.3 WPKY.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouth-watering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
As we watch the suburban garden gnome carefully without disturbing it, we notice that it moves like not at all. It's inanimate and utterly without brain function. But despite that, when a garden gnome hears about how Geico not only saves people money, but also gives them access to licensed agents 24/7 online and over the phone, it's clear to them you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. But on second thoughts, maybe don't watch garden gnomes too carefully. People might talk.
You know that maintaining your home indoors and out means working with the best brands. Lowe's helps you do it right by carrying trusted names like John Deere and Craftsman, and we help you save on them too. Now when you buy a John Deere Z-Track zero-turn mower, get a $200 Lowe's gift card via mail-in rebate. And you can get your choice of a Craftsman 20-volt max cordless string trimmer or a Craftsman 2-tool 20-volt max power tool combo kit for $99. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 6/26 U.S. only. John Deere offer excludes California, Alaska, and Hawaii.
WPKY. Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
A great day for sunshine today, a high 86. Partly cloudy tonight, low 67. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow after lunch. Mostly sunny otherwise, a high near 85. And then sunshine Thursday morning and a slight chance of showers moving in the afternoon, and that'll last all through the weekend. With sunshine in and out, high steady in the upper 80s. But again, your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast today, sunshine, a high 86. It is 73 at your Weather Center.
Your
WPKY.
WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Ryle District Health.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
If you haven't been to Kay's Kitchen recently, well, why haven't you? If you haven't had their the sandwiches and the burgers with the juice dripping down the chin, Ty, they're wonderful. You need to get there and tell them that we sent you from breakfast. I love it out there. They've got the fried pickles that I can't. I will make myself sick eating them because I continue to eat them until I'm way too full.
I like the ham and cheese omelet for lunch myself.
Oh, they have the best omelets. And then Eli's favorite, the huge pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
So
Can't beat
make
them
sure
either.
that you go out there. Of course, Kay's is at 501 North Jefferson Street right here in Princeton. Make sure you go out to Kay's Kitchen and I guarantee you'll get a smile as soon as you hit the door. You tell them that Tess and Ty and WPKY sent you, okay? 8:53 this morning with Tess and Ty. Miss Nichelle Faughn from the George Coon Public Library. And, of course, we just went through what's there for the kids this summer. We went through what's going through the whole thing with the teens. And then now it's mom and dad and granny and grandpa. So what do we got for the adults?
So we, this is for the third year that we've had the adult summer reading program. And basically that consists of, it's more on your own type, activities and things as far as the reading and we have worksheets that go around with the theme. Of course, this year's theme is space themed, and so there are like word searches and crossword puzzles and things like that they get in their packet when they started this summer, and that they complete on their own time. But then we do have some programs that I've planned for them to attend. We've already had a couple, but coming up on July 9th, we will have Trivia Night, which has become very popular.
A lot of fun.
We see returning people, teams that come back, and I think they get a little competitive.
I was going to say, it's pretty competitive, isn't it?
Yes,
I think they get a lot of competitive.
Some are like, well, we didn't win this time, so we're coming back to try again. Or ones that have won, they want to kind of try to reclaim their title. So yes, they enjoy that.
No, I haven't been. I want to go, but I haven't been.
Yeah, you all should get a team together, a WPKY team. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be very good.
That's what everybody says.
What are you trying to say?
People, and I talk to people at Trivia Night. They're like, oh, some that haven't come to participate, and they say, oh, I'm not good at trivia. But it really it's like a mixture of all kinds of things, and I try to get things, fun things and, really trivia type questions as well, but just a good mixture. And so you have a team of 4, so hopefully, at least one person on your team might know the answer.
There you go.
So,
yeah.
I think we ought to.
I'm game.
It's we have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun just watching the people. Of course, I read the questions, which we have them up on a screen, and like I said, I try to do different types. So we even have like music clips and things like that for people to guess. I've taken movie posters and taken the name of the movie off the poster, and people have to guess what movie it is. So different things like that.
Mr. Music over there, that would be his.
Of course,
category.
last year was rock and roll theme, and I participated last year. I didn't get all my sheets turned in, but the neat thing about it is you got to kind of turn your sheets in to be eligible for the goodies. Right.
Right. So every worksheet that you turn in and every event that you attend, you get an entry into the grand prize drawings at the end of the summer.
I failed miserably last year. I did all the crosswords and the sheets and then just and even lost it on my books, but that's okay because it's so fun, and you guys do a tremendous job. You work hard to make this a fun thing for adults. It's really cool. And
so that's Trivia Night will be July 9th. Then we have craft night. I mentioned earlier we have craft night every second Thursday of the month. And one of my staff members, Kathy Gray, she always organizes that for us and picks out a craft for them to do. And it costs $5 to cover the materials. But that will be July the 11th at 6 p.m. for this month. And then we have a Kentucky Chautauqua speaker coming. He was supposed to come in June, but we had to move him to July. So he will be here July 16th. And this is Kentucky Chautauqua speaker. He will be portraying Abraham Lincoln. So we're excited about that. So that's July 16th at 6 p.m. And all of the Chautauqua speakers that I've had in the past, they're fantastic. And for those that do not know what that is, it's a person that portrays a historical figure from Kentucky. And so, in the past we've had like Aunt Jemima, we've had Adolph Rupp, Grandpa Jones, Rosie the Riveter. So, they're all
I hate
fantastic.
That I missed Grandpa Jones. I've seen Abe Lincoln. If it's the same Abe Lincoln, the guy was excellent. But I hate that I missed Grandpa Jones. I didn't know about Grandpa Jones.
He was back last fall, so yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorites, Grandpa Jones.
I'm telling
you.
Neat.
So
no, you have something for everybody in every age
There's
group.
no doubt about it.
Well, and they do tell us it's actually good for your health too. When you're an adult, you keep the mind going, and they, from what I've seen, the research says that the more you keep the mind going, the more it keeps going. It wants to. It craves.
Right.
And as we head towards summer, we need to start thinking about the Black Patch book sale, because coming up in September, we're going to be gearing up for that. And, of course, you need books, correct?
Correct. So the Black Patch book sale is a huge thing every year. And we'll be, like as soon as basically summer reading's over, we will start getting everything organized and prepared for the book sale. So now's the time to bring in those donations if you have them. I know we've had several people back, even this spring that were doing their spring cleaning that brought us in some donations. But if you're going through that garage, I know people are having a lot of garage sales and yard sales and things that they're cleaning out this summer. So if you have some books that are gently used, we don't want things that are torn or have water damage or things like that. But gently used books, hardback or paperback, we will take them. All we ask is we don't particularly need textbooks or medical books or anything like that are dated, because they just don't sell and people don't want them if it's dated. And then, but we also, I think a lot of people do not know that we also will take DVDs and CDs. And last year we even had some video games that people brought in, that they're trying to get out. So we sell those as well. So, and then books for all ages. We have kids books, fiction books, nonfiction. So just whatever they have.
And they can call the library and get in touch with someone there to get you those books.
Yes.
Right.
And tell us the phone number.
Yes.
270-365-2884.
Thank you so much for being
You're so
here.
welcome.
There is tons of things going on out there, and I keep thinking, she's going to be just running ragged when she runs in here. But she's always so calm and happy.
We have an incredible resource here in Caldwell County, the George Coon Public Library. And Nichelle, the staff up there do fantastic job with it, and it's wonderful to have. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
You have a great day. Thanks so much. Tess and Ty, 9 o'clock. Stick around. Of course, we've got your complete, full, updated WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. And, of course, Audrey will be around with your updated News Edge, and Todd will have your sports. So tons of things going on. Of course, your community news as well, and things you should know. So
we got you covered here at WPKY.
Completely covered. Tess and Ty, 103.3.
Have a great day.
WPKY.
Stick around.
It's summertime and the air conditioner is running non-stop. Hard to believe, in a few short months it'll be time to turn on the heat. Fortner Gas is offering a great summer special right now. That means the lowest priced propane of the year. Now is the time to take advantage and get propane tanks filled at the lowest price of the year. Customers can also pre-buy for winter at a locked-in rate. Call Fortner Gas in Princeton today.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Enjoy that sunshine today with a high near 86, partly cloudy tonight, low 67 with a slight chance of showers tomorrow and maybe a thunderstorm after lunch. Mostly sunny otherwise, a high 85. Sunshine Thursday morning, a slight chance of showers moving in the afternoon after lunch. And that kind of pattern will last on and off throughout the weekend. It'll be sunshine when it's not raining, high steady in the upper 80s. Again, your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Calling for sunshine today, a high 86, 73 at your Weather Edge Weather Center, WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Farless Realty. Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
I'm Lillian Wu. Iran blaming the U.S. for slamming the door to diplomacy with the latest sanctions leveled against Tehran, which shot down a U.S. drone last week.
Very harsh words overnight from the Iranian president. He said that the White House is afflicted by mental retardation.
Fox's Kristen Fisher, the National Security Advisor John Bolton, saying he feels sanctions will eventually work.
It will be, I think, the combination of sanctions and other pressure that does bring Iran to the table.
Speaking in Jerusalem a few hours ago, France stepping in, calling for dialogue between the U.S. and Iran as world leaders get ready to meet at the G20 summit in Japan Friday. And FedEx suing the government,
claiming that it shouldn't have to follow federal export rules after it mishandled 2 deliveries for Huawei and didn't deliver a Huawei phone sent from Britain to the United States.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni. This is Fox News.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast calling for sunshine today with a high of 86. Partly cloudy tonight, low around 67. Tomorrow, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms also possible after lunchtime. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high near 85. Your extended forecast, sunshine on Thursday morning and a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after lunch, lasting on and off all the way through the weekend each afternoon. Mostly sunny otherwise.